As you guys know, we are on a mission right now. We are on the road to try to get to 20,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy post-game streams like this and daily Knick content, please consider hitting that subscribe button because it really does support all of the great content that we're creating for you. I don't have any words. I don't even know what to say. I'm just in complete shock from the blowout that the game was supposed to be, all the way to that third quarter comeback, to getting the lead, to losing to the lead. And then the Josh Hart foul. The Josh Hart foul on Coby White to get the three. Jalen Brunson has the shot. He almost gets that shot in, but unfortunately cannot get it done. We're going to break down everything that happened in tonight's game. We're going to talk about the key stats, what the Knicks did well, what they didn't do well, and why at the end of the game, Chicago was able to pull out the victory. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks rally late, but they cannot come back to beat the Chicago Bulls. It was close there. The Knicks had every opportunity to win that game. Now, obviously, they did not give themselves the best opportunity to win the game starting out because to start the game, the Knicks just forgot how to play defense. You could tell it was a back-to-back for New York. You could feel it. They showed that they had tired legs. They could not run it up and down the court. They looked a step slow the entire game, especially defensively. And the Chicago Bulls, credit to them. They saw that and they attacked. They attacked inside. They attacked outside. And the Knicks' three-point defense is still a problem. Even though the Bulls didn't take full advantage of it tonight, we allowed them to shoot a lot of open threes in that first half that they simply didn't make. I believe Coby White in that first half was 0 for 4. He's one of their best three-point shooters. If we leave him open, good chances are he's going to make the bucket and we're going to pay for it. We didn't see that in the first half, but we saw it in the second half. I think we all have to admit here, we're going to talk about all the players, but for that first half, Mikal Bridges, I don't think I've seen him play a worse first half for the Knicks, especially defensively. His shot was not going down. He was trying to do things from the three-point line that was not going in, but the mid-range for Mikal Bridges is still the money shot. It's the shot that he must go to because it's going to help the Knicks in every game that they play. Whether he gets the shot in or not, he's a threat at making it because his percentage at mid-ranges right now is incredible. But in that second half, what the Knicks did, even though the defense didn't look good to start off the third quarter, what did look good was Karl Anthony Towns, was this Knicks team. They started to attack, started to be aggressive, and that's exactly when the game started to turn. I said before the game started that I expect Towns to dominate this matchup. And there's a reason I said that. Chicago isn't a great team. They're a very bad team. Defensively, they're nothing, especially inside. You got to understand, inside, they just have Nikolai Vucevic. They don't have any more players inside the paint that's going to put any type of resistance in there when you're inside. Cat knew that in the third quarter. It's like somebody like Tom Thibodeau talked to him and said, why are you not attacking Vooch? He's attacking you, and he's showing what he can do when he attacks you. Do the same thing. And he started to do it, and that's where Karl Anthony Towns started to shine. We were so close. We were going to win this game. We had every single opportunity to close out this game, win it, get that victory. So many opportunities late. We finally get the lead. We are up with only a few minutes left to go. Final minute comes. We see the Coby White three and the foul from Josh Hart. I don't know about you guys. I nearly broke my television. I nearly did not have a TV to watch any more games. I could not believe my eyes. I was just as shocked as Josh Hart. You fouled him on a three-point attempt when we're up 3, the thing that you're never supposed to do on a shooter like White, who's clearly either going to make it in or going to kick out his legs because that's what he does. He tries to look for the foul. The Knicks just did not have it in them tonight. They could not get it done. And Hart with that silly foul. He is thinking about that foul now, and he's going to be thinking about that foul for the rest of the night. There is no way not to. If he doesn't do that, the Knicks likely win the game. I don't think White makes that ridiculous, crazy type of weird three-point shot he was trying to hit anyways. So I think the Knicks would have won it. We still would have won it if Jalen Brunson's shot just went a little bit more in than it was out. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. New York drops this game. Let's go ahead and break down some of the key stats of tonight's game, why we lost the game, and what we allowed the Bulls to do. Basically, all game that we really couldn't prevent. Shout out to ESPN for giving us the following information as well, too. As you can see here, very close game. Heartbreaker that the Knicks lose here, 124 to 123. With the Knicks and their shooting, their offense, again, 51% from the field, 40% from 3. So if anybody's thinking that the Knicks and their offensive game is not there, you're right. It's not there. It can be better. It can be more dangerous. But to say that the Knicks offense is worrisome, the numbers just don't support that. They just don't. 50%, 40%, some teams would love to shoot that. The problem is, it's the defense. And another stat you're going to look at here that might drop your jaw a little bit is the fast break points. And also, you're also going to take a look at the free throws made and attempted. That's the biggest stats off of this entire sheet. You want to know where the Knicks lost the game? That's all you have to look at. Look at fast break points here. 26 for the Bulls to 14 for the Knicks. Transition defense. I've mentioned transition defense. I don't know till I was blue in the face probably for very, very long now because it's a problem. The Knicks transition defense is not good. It's not been good, and it continues to be a problem. They need to fix that, along with all of the other defensive lapses that they have. The three-point defense, the interior defense. Yes, the Knicks need a lot of work, but the transition buckets, it was just too easy for the Bulls at times. They were walking. They were not even running at times to the lane. Sometimes no resistance. We cannot get caught like that. We have to communicate. We have to talk. No matter how much we're down, we have to make sure we do that. Because if we continue to build those habits, they're going to help us later. But like I mentioned, fast break points. But then again, the free throws, 22 out of 27 for the Bulls. And then the Knicks, 12 of 18. At halftime, it was barely anything. I think at halftime, it was 1 of 3 for New York. As I said, Knicks did not come to play tonight. Because if they did, if they played the same way they played in that second half and the first half, we win this game. And actually, even going to James L. Edwards of The Athletic, who gives us the following information. He states, wow, Brunson has a turnaround jumper, toilet bowl out. How did that not go in? Knicks can't complete the 22-point comeback. Bulls win. Towns with 46 points and 10 rebounds. We're going to get to Towns in a second. Jalen Brunson, 24 points and 8 assists. Mikal Bridges, 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Cam Payne off the bench with 11 points. But one guy we have to talk about, somebody that we need to speak about because it's the main person that's going to help us kind of get through the positives here. The only positive that we can take from tonight's game, and I really do say only because we can talk about Jalen Brunson in a second, but Karl-Anthony Towns for me was the biggest positive on the entire night because he continued to attack. He continued to be aggressive. And even though we were down, he never stopped fighting. He never stopped believing. And look at the result. 46 points, 10 rebounds on 18 of 30 shooting, 6 of 12 from the three-point line. That is ridiculous. Cat is the first Knicks player with 45 points and 10 rebounds in a game since Melo in 2014. That is an insane stat. And all of that is well-deserved to Karl-Anthony Towns. I still got to say, I hope I don't get killed for this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Karl-Anthony Towns, as much good as he does on offense, as good as he is on offense, and mind you, he is very good on offense. One of the better offensive players that we've seen play for a Knicks at the center position. We have to give him credit there. What he's doing offensively is mind-boggling. It's amazing to watch. But defensively, there's still a problem there. Even though he tries, He puts up an effort defensively. Sometimes there isn't an effort there, or the effort is just not as strong as it used to be in some other games. It's just not consistent. That's the word there, consistency. But besides Karl Anthony Towns, we also have to talk about a couple of other players that showed what they can do tonight. They're not going to get a lot of time because I know a lot of people want or expect more from them, especially one player on this graphic. We're talking about Jalen Brunson here. As you can see here, shout out to Let's Talk Knicks on the app X for giving us the following information. Jalen Brunson in the loss to Chicago, 24 points, 8 assists, 9 of 20 from the field. He hit 2 shots to give the Knicks the lead in the final minutes, but somehow his game winner went in and out. Payne versus the Bulls tonight, 11 points, 2 assists, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, 3 steals, and 1 block. I mean, listen, we could talk about the bench. We could talk about the starting lineup. We have to give credit to Payne here. Payne, who was injured for the last few games. Payne, who really had no business even doing what he did tonight, showed up and showed out when we needed some more players to do some things on the bench so we didn't have to just rely on Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. And you have to appreciate what he was able to give to the game. Also, the defense. I felt like when it was Mikal Bridges, when it was Payne, and it was Karl Anthony Towns in that game, they all started that movement of pushing this game and making us get that run. If you remember, we were down in this game, guys, 22 points in the third quarter. The third quarter that we made the run in, we were down 22. And then in about 5 minutes in that third quarter, the Knicks wake up, we start playing defense, we hit a 3, get a stop. Hit a 3, get a stop. Mikal hits a mid-range, get a stop. Another mid-range. 11 points straight, timeout, we do it again. We close the third quarter on a 17-0 run. But even though we lost the game, guys, a couple things we always have to talk about is that's the players that helped us stay in the game. And Jalen Brunson and Payne, Karl Anthony Towns, what these guys did for us tonight, it's definitely something that we have to take with a grain of salt because, yes, it feels good to win, and it does feel good when these guys score. But when you lose and these guys score big, it doesn't feel the same. I can't brag about it the same. I can't say, oh, well, Towns scored 46. We lost. We got to look at the shot chart like we always do and see where the New York Knicks and Chicago Bulls did their damage. New York settled for a lot more threes tonight than they normally do. And then in that second half, that's when they started to be aggressive. Most of those points in the paint that you're seeing right now from the Knicks on the shot chart, that happened in the second half because the Knicks were just that aggressive. But conversely, with the Bulls, you can see it's the kind of same exact strategy that many teams are running against the Knicks. It's running into the paint, penetrating, kicking it out to a cutter, or kicking it out to somebody open at the wing, and then they're getting an open look, and they're usually making the shot. And that's what we saw tonight against the Knicks. Chicago was running it against us. We saw Atlanta doing it against us. We saw a lot of teams that we lost against doing the exact same thing to us. And also, they've been doubling Brunson when he gets inside the post. So we know what teams are going to run against us. The thing is, though, is Tom Thibodeau going to be enough of a coach to make the adjustments that we need so that way we can prevent our players from experiencing this or going through this? One of the things that I'm recommending that I would like to see Tom Thibodeau do is play a double big lineup. Now, maybe we have to wait until Precious Achiuwa returns before we're able to see that. But as of right now, given how bad the defense looks, at least for 10 to 15 minutes, let me see what Sims and Cat looks like. Let me see what Huck Porty and Cat looks like. Just give it to me on the floor and let me see if it helps the defense. Because if it does, maybe you can utilize this until Achiuwa comes back. New York and Tom Thibodeau are going to have to make adjustments to that because it's happening each and every game to the good teams and the bad teams. Are we going to continue to allow it to happen? Are we going to fight and make a change, make a difference, make something happen? We need to do something because as of right now, the Knicks are not doing enough. And we need to make the adjustments possible, late in game especially, to make sure we can close out better. But we need to play defense for 48 minutes. Can we try that? Can we try to play defense for 48 minutes? Because I think if we do that, we might have a chance to win the game. We might have a chance to stay in games. We might have a chance to blow out teams. But the defense we saw tonight, nobody should be happy that we barely beat the Bulls. Nobody should be happy that our defense was okay in the second half, but absolutely disgusting in the first half. I don't know about you guys, but I am not okay with that. I am not okay with losing to the Chicago Bulls. I am not okay with having the game be decided by a foul on a three-pointer. We should have won this game. We dropped this game, and it's all on us. You want to know why? Fast break points, free throws, defense. We were terrible at it. And the Bulls, they took full advantage. If you appreciated this episode and you liked it, please go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.